Hello, I'm back once again, and today is Friday, which means Stormworks, of course. And today we're going to be lifting containers, or at least trying to. I think or at least started on it last week after finding out that if we wanted to do a proper ballistic calculation, I would need a lot. And yeah, so I thought, well, trying to lift containers is a lot easier and I always tried to do it but failed. So yeah, let's get into it then. Hopefully it works. OBS, come on OBS, do something. There we go. Alright, we have this abomination, which doesn't really work, so I guess I'm gonna start from scratch again. And also scratch the rope idea in general. Because if I load content, there's a preset, which is just a container. I rotate it. There we go. We have the container here because I could use a couple things to transport this, right? I could either use these connectors here. Honestly, the ropes are not worth it. Because they stretch and you want to have a solid connection so you can actually lift it. What I'm more I have an idea. What if you make a magnetic platform here? Like with magnets. That extend here. But, because I was thinking that, but the fact that you might wanna, have a way to move it a little bit. I put that on a rope, which then goes to a pulley, which then goes to another bit of rope. So you can lower it down or raise it. But for that I have to make a frame first. I think I'm gonna actually... Do I want to use tracks? Like, I have this one here. Oh, wait a second. Oh, hold on. Save this container mover. Just override it fully. Saved. Where is my tank here? This one. Tank clutch switch. No, wait, that's a switch. Oh, that's this one. That is this one. Yeah, alright. Never mind. Load the container mover. This one is correct. So then I'm gonna just use tracks. I'm gonna require quite a powerful engine, but that doesn't really matter. Considering we're not going for speed, we're going for torque and weight. So, track, no. Tank. Trank, no. Tank. Tank wheels. Well, hello there. Hello, Kylofox 12. Hello. Alright, now it's time to... Do I use medium wheels for this one? It's a pretty big creation. I'm doing fine. My bike broke last week and now I have a new one. Surprisingly, it's kind of surprising how much you need a bike in the Netherlands. It shouldn't surprise me as a Dutch person that a bike is important. But it bridges the gap between traveling by car and being on foot. Of course, public transit exists, but the distances that I do kinda make that impossible. And I realized that, There we go. I might want to extend it out of one more. Yeah, bought a new bike. It arrived in pieces, because why wouldn't it arrive in pieces? Yes, they are super useful. But my bike arrived basically because you can order your bikes here in the Netherlands either pre-built or requiring some setup. And I thought, well, I'm gonna choose the requiring some setup part. Which means that it comes in a box instead of being delivered, and you have to install the front wheel, the steering wheel, the actual handlebars. You have to put on the pedals. Basically everything on a bike that really sticks out to the side. And then the front wheel. Yeah, you also have that option. You can go to, but if you want a cheaper one and want to have a wider variety available, you can order it online. I basically I did the introvert thing and went to which is this 28, so that means 14. Yes, gotta make it one bit longer. I basically did the introvert thing and just order online, so you don't have to socialize. And it worked. I have a functioning bike now after adjusting the front handbrake a couple times. Ordering large, I guess. Center it. Grab it and then sink it into the floor. As well, with bike brakes, you have disc brakes, of course, which is the same as on a car. You have a disc with pads on the side. You squeeze a lever and applies the brake. That's how that works. But you also have you have those. You have a roller brake, which is basically a kind of a drum brake version. Yeah, those brakes, which we still have here, they're still being made. I have them at the front. Are, I think they're called V brakes. They are brakes that you basically put on a. They're just two rubber pads that squeeze. Hello, Spy Fox. Hello. They basically squeeze. They squeeze. A lot of foxes here. Yeah. They basically squeeze the side of your rim, but those are a pain. I can speak from experience, are a royal pain in the rear end to adjust properly, and they always, at least for me, they always seem to drag a little bit. Yes. I'm talking about bikes in great detail. It might be accent as well. My nose is a little bit stuffy, so might be more noticeable. Also, I'm now realizing I'm basically making an excavator. Ah, goedenavond, fellow Dutch person I see. Yes. I realized that I'm doing stuff. Firefox, thanks for the follow. Nice. Is this gonna be enough though? No, it ain't. This is enough. I'm kind of making an excavator-like thing right now. And I am kind of... I wonder what I'm going to do with propulsion, because this platform is going to be rotating. What I'm thinking is diesel-electric. You have a generator powering battery, powering 2 electric motors. Yeah, they added the compact. Oh, wait a second. I can. Oh, thank you for reminding me. Can I put something here? I'd like to put. If I just lower this a little bit. I'll come out of the bottom a little bit. I'll have ground clearance anyway. There are medium tracks. It should be fine. The entire concept of engineering just should be fine. I'm not sure if it's gonna be, but it should be. Like that. Now I could transmit power if I were to wait a second. Oh ho ho, almost. Move, cut, paste. I want to merge this platform to here. Because I'm using a third ring, knowing that this thing's going to be heavy. And speaking from experience, just a normal power pivot that you have, these robotic power pivots, are not going to cut it at all. They are just not doing it. That as well. Well, they can do a total of 360. They can do 180 both ways. Or can it do 90 both ways? I think these are just 90 both ways, like a normal pivot. Yeah, then it can only do 180. Well, these third rings, yeah, 90 both ways. They can only do. These can just continue twisting around at high speeds. And I put this one in the middle because these rotate freely. So it rotates freely just so you can have full rotation. It's a shame they don't have them. Like, I'm glad they added them. But I'm slightly annoyed they don't have a compact robotic or compact velocity pivot power or fluid like they have with these. They should make. Well, I mean, wait, doesn't that update drop? No, that update's gonna drop in 3 days. Yeah, torque connect. Torque. Yeah, torque connector. Yeah. But I think doesn't that work like a magnet? Yeah, they are magnets. Yeah. Well, only one way to find out. Let's do let's run a little test here. You have one of these, then you have one of these connected to a wheel. Let's just grab a 3x3 wheel real quick. Electric motor. Let's run an experiment. And a throttle just for the fun of it. And because I refuse to turn infinite electricity on, a battery just to power it for a short amount of time. And because I'm smart. Cut, paste. Oh, it's gonna. Oh no! I realize. Oh no. Oh yeah, I can grab it. Hold on. We can still do this. Coming up. Get on there. No. Right. No, I want to spawn it. Yeah, eventually connectors have to connect. There we go. They've connected. Right, can I jump on this to begin with? Alright. Yes, it does connect. It does do RPS as well. So the torque connector doesn't just do torque, it also does RPS. And then if you disconnect it... Oh. You can make... Oh, I haven't... Oh, no. I realized something. You can have... Let me just give it full beans, and then... You can have a runaway axle. No, that is kind of funny though. Right now, I can just use diesel power instead of the diesel electric. I'm a simple man. I want to keep things quite simple. Oh no, hold on. I need to. Where's a notepad? That is. Yeah, there it is. I need to write that down actually, because that sounds. It sounds funny. Let's see. I'm experimenting with. Yeah. Also, the flywheel. I can show you how it works pretty soon because I'm going to be building a modular engine for this. Ah, basically, let's launch heavy metal disc at stuff. This sounds like something the Russians would do. Like, yeah, we need to clear a bunch of obstacles. What do we do? And the answer is just, have you tried throwing a heavy metal disc at it? Yeah, that just sounds funny. Simple and elegant solutions. Yeah, it's a big metal disc. It is eventually. Unless there's some gyroscope in there to keep it upright, which would be more expensive. And not well for obstacle clearing considering you know it's going to be destroyed. Yeah. Well, I do need the power pivot here for... Wait, does it actually still rotate before I try? Let me push it around. Yeah, it does push around. Yeah, I could use a torque connector, but this thing will stay stationary. Like, a torque connector has a little bit too much wobble, in my opinion. Like, the torque connector would be great for rail. Like, the pivots, like, these pivots and everything are great for trains. If you want to have a multiple unit train, you just connect them with power. You put pivots, if you put a power pivot, wait, like, if you have a pivot on there, you put one of these power pivots on there with a torque connector on the end, and then to the next train car, the same thing. And boom, you can now transfer torque. Alright, let's build an engine. Let's start with a crankshaft, right? Yes. Although, you might need more power cars in between, otherwise you're gonna run into a problem. I need a belt for this. Done. Otherwise, you're gonna run out of... That's basically just electric. As long as you can As long as you can generate enough electricity, which a nuclear reactor would be perfect for. Oh, that's an idea. A multiple unit train, which you can just extend, but requires a control car, a power car, which is just a nuclear reactor on a set of train wheels. And then you can just couple cars behind it, which are all powered, so you can keep the speed. Also, a one-cylinder car. That sounds... It doesn't even sound funny. Right, let's add the flywheel to the crankshaft. I need to push this over. I need to do this. And then a clutch. uh, sure, why not? A one-cylinder car just sounds interesting. And as a fan of weird and wacky cars. Any pipes? Let me just put this here, put this here, put this up here. And put this here. Also, a while ago, I did have to put some restrictions on chat. Basically, rules like who can and who cannot chat. Purely because I kept getting the same message every single time being by viewers from accounts that were made just that day. I was getting spam, scam, bots, kept reporting them, new names kept popping up. Well, I was getting tired of it. I need modular engine parts again. Modular engine parts. Yes. How many cylinders does one need? Do I need? Answer is we. Let's see. Let me take a let me take a look. Oh, it looks cute. It's like a small little box. And as a radio, that's just cute. That is just cute. Yeah, I think I need more. Do I need more cylinders in this? Hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Is a 27-cylinder engine enough, or do I need more? I think this should be enough, hopefully. Considering I need to put a massive gear reduction on this. I could go for a 3x3 engine, actually. Actually, why am I not going for a 3x3 engine? Three by 3 crankshaft. Yes. And we need, in this world, we need more small cars because they are ridiculously cute. And also, why go for a massive car if a small car does the exact same work? Like, if you need to buy a car, especially in the EU, it's just... What do you go for? Expensive, large car, or small hatchback? Wingo. Right, where's my clutch? Clutch. Where are the clutches? There's a clutch. And now I can add a gearbox to it. Oh, I just realized something. Please tell me that's 2. Yes. No, symmetry mode. Symmetry mode always comes back to bite me in the ass. Clutch. I mean, it's the smaller the car, the better. Alright, we have this gear reduction. We need symmetry mode off. Fill this in. Lay some more pipe. Boom, boom. Fill this in. Right. Power is done. Now I need cylinders. I could push the engine forward even more and make a flat 6. I think I'm gonna do the flat 6. Because who doesn't like a flat 6 engine? Or a boxer engine. Flat boxer. I think there is an actual... Oh, wait. I don't have my flywheel. No. I need my flywheel. Right, that is 1, 2, 3. That leaves me with enough space. If I fill this in. It also makes the amount of pipes I need less. Need less pipes. Yeah. I mean, if you make such a cute little car, it does. Yeah, that's a tiny engine. Schmoll. A schmoll engine. Alright, back to the modular engine. Getting slightly distracted and I do like it. Let's see. We have this, this, and this. If Porsche can do it and get performance, I can do it as well and get performance. Do I have to connect them? Why can you not pull these? Slightly annoying. Alright, I'm gonna need coolant, air, exhaust, and fuel. Where is one gonna do the fuel? That's the point as well. I'm also gonna have my plan is to have the seat in here. And then I could have the arms on either side. Connected to the center to a pulley, which then connects to a little platform, like frame that is used to actually connect to these connectors, and they can lift the trailer up. I might actually use this hardpoint connector. Yeah, but I need power first. Exhaust is easy. Boom. Exhaust done. Actually, let's grab a heatsink. It needs to be one higher. I do have the wedges. Also, just a quick heads up, there will be ads starting in 35 seconds. I think I'm going to start giving a heads up for that because, yeah. I think it's important for people to realize when they get ads and when they won't get ads. And I do want to ask a question. Basically how many ads and how much time you get, because I did learn from somebody that if you give the full 3 minutes, you might not get the full 3 minutes of ads. But I do want to know if those get it. If that actually is the truth. Otherwise, I'm going to put it back to 30 seconds. Modular engine. I'm going to need a pump for this. And with the pump, I'm going to need that. This. Put some more here. And boom. Done. So far, it doesn't... Like, it says at starting in 30 seconds, but I don't think it's started yet. Yeah, it's a 3-cylinder. There it is. Of course, there it is. Of course. Now let's slap an alternator on there so it generates some power. Maybe 2 alternators. And then we have a starter that is we're gonna need like a minute. So that is true. Alright, then that's actually good. Because here's the compromise for ads. I'm gonna wait till actually I have time to explain this, because it's a compromise I had to make in order to make the viewing a little bit more enjoyable for everybody. Because Twitch is a nasty company that really wants to give you ads. Like, it's really happy to give you them. Just shove them down your throat. Right, I've done that. I don't need fuel and air. Still thinking where I'm gonna shove the fuel. But if I'm gonna seat myself here, I can... Symmetry mode. I need symmetry mode. There. Go all the way to here. Shut it there. And build it full. Yeah, it should. Ad time is almost... Like, the ad time, it gives me a timer like ad break in progress. It gives me a little green bar. I should probably make a... Really see if I can make a UI thing for that where it just says that. Port. I need... No, not port. Manifold. I'm lazy. I'm just gonna do this. No, I don't want it there. I want it here. With a... fluid port straight into the box. And then we're gonna have the air manifold pointing away from that with a pipe going up, a gas relief valve that brings up to there. I guess I could just also put a port here. But the ad time is almost over, so then I will explain why I have that. Why the ads are what they are. And it makes a lot of sense once you know the truth. Trust me. There. There. Now they're equal again. And ad time is over, so... A minute... The reason I've previously had it on 30 seconds worth of ads every half hour. Not every hour, I think. Yeah, 30 seconds every... The least amount of ads you could give. But what Twitch does in that scenario is it starts putting pre-roll ads in there. Basically, the ads you get when you click on my stream. Then they start giving you ads immediately. Like, you'll have to watch like a couple minutes worth of ads before you can even start watching. That's what they will do if you have less than 3 minutes worth of ad time. And during TwitchCon, actually, I was talking with another creator as well, and that person said that if you put it to 3 minutes, because they didn't want to expose you guys to 3 minutes of ads every hour. This isn't television. I got told that it doesn't give you the full... doesn't always give you the full 3 minutes. And if it's just the minute worth of ad that you get, then that means that it's true, and I don't have to change... And that means I'm not going to change it back, because otherwise you're going to be watching even more ads when you open the stream. And speaking from experience, it's just really annoying when you click on a stream to watch something, and it first drops a bunch of ads on your face, like, oh yeah, here are some ads. Now, I'm not saying you should download an ad blocker and use that on here. Like, that will be taking money away from the creator, but if you don't care about such a thing, then I'm not gonna complain. I may or may not be using an ad blocker as well. because I'm not giving... Although you might be robbing something from the creator with me, I'm not earning anything from Twitch anyway. To be honest, Twitch is being really bad. They also started a program where you can... Because Twitch has this pay assist, has this system, right, for paying. If you have to earn a set amount of money before you can basically get it. For me, it's $50 and then I get paid. They recently, during TwitchCon, announced a new way, to support your community. And that is by taking the money you would be given before you get it. Basically just, oh yeah, just give us some money, just give us the money you would have earned. And it is a good idea, it is a decent idea to allow the creators to support their community through spending the money that they haven't got yet, or they would get if they're going to spend it anyway. But after thinking about it for a little bit, I realized something. It's a really good way to keep the money within the company. And I might be putting a target on my head because I'm talking about how scummy Twitch is being on Twitch. I know what I'm doing. I know this won't help the algorithm. But the algorithm already isn't helping me, so what's the point? I know the algorithm is already screwing me over, so I don't mind. Can I delete this? Yes, I can. I can do the same thing here. But yeah. That's basically what Twitch is kind of up to, money-wise. Then I'm over here just doing this. Well, first I was like, let's give it a try, right? Like 2 to 3 years ago, I was like, I'm actually going to start streaming. I'm just going to try it and see what it becomes. I think I was doing it once a week when I started. Then I started, growing a little bit. And now it's basically within my schedule. Streaming is a lot of fun. I mean, I get to interact with a great community that I've built up so far. Great people. And just have a good time. Hold on. Yeah, I can work with that. You guys have been, as a community, have been amazing, helpful, welcoming, listening to my rants about a random topic. Because especially in the beginning of my channel, I was ranting a lot. It was basically just 2 hours of me ranting about some different topic. And that basically was my channel at the time. And I've luckily moved past that. I mean, I still have a rant from time to time. I mean, I have a good one for today. Yeah, rant, it is fun. I have a good one for today because I was cycling, right? I was on my bike, and I was picking up some rabbit food because the bun needed some food. We still had, but we were close to running out, and I don't want to have a rabbit that's without food. You will get mad at me. Basically, yeah. Now, if you're putting it that way, it is like that, isn't it? But I had a total of 4 people biking the wrong way. And I don't know why, but that bothers me a lot. If you're on your bicycle and you're cycling the wrong, yeah, no, hello Blitzer. Yeah, no more. The thing, no more webcam. It has a reason for. I have a reason for that. Everything here has a reason. I was paying for the software, and now I'm not paying for it. I was paying basically for the premium version of the software, which removed the watermark and gave me full access to all the settings. Otherwise, you legit have no access to any settings. And like, it's the camera's still up. It's just wrong ratio. It went to a 3:4 ratio or 4:3 ratio instead of 16:9, and the quality went way down. And I don't want that, so I bought a camera, but I'm waiting for a battery to arrive. Like, I've been a little bit stupid, but I'm still gonna stand by my decision. I bought a Canon 500D, which is a camera from 2009, and I'm planning on using that as a webcam. I looked it up, it is possible. I just have to connect the, I have to put a dummy battery in there, which is basically just a battery-shaped power supply. And I have the software already, I just have to wait for it to come in and see if the cable that I have is correct. And then I can have a webcam again. And also I might be turn the webcam on after we've moved. Because I will be moving. I'll also have more sound deadening in my room, because right now everything's out of it. And in my new room, there's going to be 20 square meters of the stuff installed. Like, just 20 square meters of sound absorbing tiles. Right, actually, let's grab my grab my engine controller, because I wanna know if this engine runs this entire thing. Slap it there. I need a battery. Battery. Where am I gonna shove the battery? Where is space? Here seems to be space. So we have a gearbox that is... Wait, hold on. I keep losing the same piece of paper. I use every Stormworks stream to... Oh, that's a project. Where is the piece of paper? Like, every single time I have... Oh, here it is. I have paper that has, like, a bunch of Stormworks stuff on it. It basically says, like, what a pit does. And what gearbox direction does what. Like, if you aim it towards the engine, you multiply the RPS, but divide the torque. So if you have a really powerful engine, but you are slow, and you want more speed and power, well, power you have, but you want more speed, you aim it towards the engine. But if you aim it away from the engine, like I have right here, you divide the RPS and multiply the torque. So if I put 3:1 here, I will move slower. 3 revolutions of the engine equals 1 revolution of these track wheels. Awesome, isn't it? Also, in order to keep the gearing the same and the speeds the same, I am just going to shove a gearbox in here with just this ratio change. But I keep losing a piece of paper every single time. I have to grab it every single time because I keep forgetting it. Alternator, starter. Yeah, this thing has 3 starters, and it might not be enough even. Right, everything has power. Let's do logic next. We have the button, which I still need to connect to a button, which is going to be in this compartment here. Where there's going to be a seat with controls. Yeah, I had a bunch of people basically bike in the wrong direction, and that frustrates me because not only does it cause a dangerous situation. This isn't the United Kingdom. This is the Netherlands. We bike on the we bike on the right side, not on the left. That frustrates me. I want to be able to enjoy my bikes. Yes, although we have biking lanes, but people use. We have roads. Yes, surprisingly, the Dutch have roads, but people use the wrong one. They use the left side instead of the right side. That frustrates me to no end. But you can't really go around kicking people off their bikes because I'm pretty sure that's illegal. The police will not like me if I do that. Also, can I go below? No, I can't. Ooh, that's annoying. We have pretty decent roads, although some roads are worse than others. I will agree to that. Overall, our road quality is decent. Also, a fun thing about my new bike, it actually has... Yes. The code gravity falls. Everything is legal if there are no cops around. Don't take that advice. That is not disclaimer, not legal advice. Do not follow it. Please abide by the law. And if you do decide to break the law, do it responsibly and try not get anyone hurt or anyone else involved. I have yes, this disclaimer. Don't do dumb shit. I need a soundboard actually. That would be funny. Like if I only have a stream deck that I use for actual stream functions like starting and stopping the stream, and my 4 panels like the starting soon, the be right back, the ending soon, and the stream itself. I have all those on a mini stream deck that I bought at a convention. But I might actually purchase a... Well, that would be another numpad, wouldn't it? Wait, I have a numpad. I can just use that. This thing looks futuristic. Window. Yeah, if like personally I have also at some point biked on the wrong side of the road, but that's because it would be way shorter. But for that shortcut, I always look if anybody's coming, and if not, I'll make a slight detour, so I'm not bothering anybody. Actually, I have an idea on how to enter this one. If I push this forward a little bit, and put this here, and put a hatch at the bottom. And then a ladder. Because this is quite tall, I can easily just slap this full of ladder. It does look cool. But how are you gonna enter it? Well, you open up this hatch, press the ladder, close the hatch, get off the ladder, get in the seat. This does look like something that could withstand a nuclear blast. And now for my master plan. Yeah, how am I gonna do this? I'm gonna need a winch. A medium winch. Also, I possibly... actually do kind of want to make it extendable. So I can extend all of this. That does give me an idea. Hold on. Piston, can I... Yes. Actually, let's... I'm going to extend the rod. I know what I'm saying. And that's why I'm saying them. I am a person that has the ability to say things and then immediately... Yeah, that's just a couple of them connect to each other should be fine. I'm a person that can say something or somebody else says something and then immediately take it out of context. Even if it's not meant as weird, I will still take it out of context. I've got it down to the point where if I am... Oh, wait, no, why am I like this? Oh, well. Dirty Mind Pro Max, yes. Precisely. I've got it down to the point where if I'm with friends, all I have to do is just look at them. I look at them, we make eye contact, I just give like a smug face, and all of a sudden, they are looking very annoyed. It's such a weird thing that it keeps happening as well. Yes, I do make good use of my Dirty Mind Pro Max. To the point where, yes, I will take things out of context. Yes, I will laugh about it. Yes, you will have to deal with it. Deal with it. And if I put the throttle in there, these positions might not be final. I will also have to actually see if the engine runs. What I should probably do then is get a fluid spawner in the fuel tank. Because guess what? I won't be able to run the fuel tank if I don't have fuel in it. Then there's something that frustrates me. You have a fluid spawner but a liquid meter instead of a liquid spawner. Right now I need a button and... Wait, one of these throttles, if I just say... Have a max value of 20. I don't care. Logic. We have the throttle for the fuel. That is this one. We have throttle for the air. On is the... Not the brake, it's the 3 starters. That's the on. The RPS comes from the flywheel. The throttle in comes from this lever here. And the button will be number 1. Now it won't be able to move just yet. But it will be able to see if it fires up. Well, it doesn't run. Actually, can I change the exhaust a little bit? No, not really. Oh, wait, I can't change the exhaust to include a catalytic converter. So, you know, it's not like I'm smoking all over the place. If I just grab a T-piece and then do this, I can then grab a catalytic converter and slap that on there. 2 of them even. I got 2 cats. In this thing. In real life, I have 2 bunnies. Not 2 bunnies, 1 bunny. And the bun. It's a cute bun. Bit of a weird one, I do have to say. But I also have a thing for that, and that is that pets often resemble their owners. That is true. My bun is lazy, I am lazy. My bun likes food, I like food as well. My button does a lot of weird things. I do a lot of weird things. Alright, let's grab a pivot. Did you perhaps find those two things out at the same time? Like, wait, did they change the rope anchor model? I think they did. Yeah, they definitely changed it, didn't... Hold on. Oh, that's been a long time no save. Where did I use one before? Where have I used a rope connector? I think on this one? This is none of a rope connector attached to it? No. This is still a very old creation. Like, I did update it. Ah. That means I don't have to ask. That means I don't have to ask you about something. Like, look at this. It's the old gearbox. I actually have it. I actually have it somewhere in here. Did I upload it to the workshop? I mean, I'm not going to judge because, well, if we're going to be judging, then I'd be in a courtroom. Hey, here, old gearbox. Nice. Yeah, if people want to be who they want to be, let them be who they want to be, and don't bother them because they're not bothering you. At least that's my philosophy for that. There we go. Now we have this. That means I can yeetus deletus the entire container. Like so. Is that everything? No, it ain't. Is that everything if I cut it and clear content? There we go. Then we simply grab the rope. Why not? Rope anchor. Oh, sail anchor. I thought it... I may be stupid. You know, I was like, did they change the model? No, it's a different thing. It's a sail anchor. Instead of a rope anchor. Yeah. Also, I don't need a rope anchor, actually, because you need to transfer electricity. You need a cable anchor. There's power. It's unlimited power. I also have tank steering. Clutch switch, don't need that. That is for a tank I already made. That was amphibious, but I needed to switch the clutches from land to water mode. So from powering the tracks to powering the props. That tank went like, it's actually, I think it's actually on the workshop. This thing is faster in water than on land. I don't know how I managed to make a thing that goes faster. It's still not that fast. It's, I think, 30 kilometers per hour versus 40, but I'm probably gonna have to put logic into this, don't I? Yeah, but this is an amphibious fighting vehicle. It does fighting on water and on land. It is actually funny if you were just imagine you're on a ship and all of a sudden you see this small little thing bobbing towards you and just lobbing shells like nobody's business. Alright, well, I'm gonna have to pick that and I'm gonna have to spool that in. And then you drop it. I might need to use 2 rope anchors actually to make sure it's horizontal, but eh. Otherwise you can always grab it and lift it up. Now I want to grab the ladder. Why does that one extend but the other ones don't? I'm concerned. I don't think it's supposed to look like that. I don't think it's supposed to. Hold on, I think I know what's up. Oh, these are connected. Yeah, there it is. There was a slight mishap. A slight miscalculation in logic connections. So where this, which doesn't really do a lot, but it seems to do enough if I pull it up. I'm probably gonna have to make it longer. Oh well. Can I grab another set of this and just put these on here? Then grab this entire thing. Got it, and move it forward a bunch. And then do this. Wait, these are now connected to each other, aren't they? Instead of these being separate things, these are connected. Because these are connected. There we go. Now they're all separate. Yeah, I do still find it funny how there's often just a huge resemblance between people and their pets. A pet is also just generally very important to have. You have... Nope, the ropes. Oh. I guess I might want to connect this up. You know, maybe. I want to connect it. Yeah, having a pet is amazing. Just this minor setback. Just the right. If I extend this fully and then lift it up, yeah, this should be enough. And then I can lift it up all the way over my head and maintain stability while, you know, driving around. Alrighty then. Now, here we go. It is time to get this thing dialed in and moving. And for that I need instrument panels. Container lock, yes. Engine monitor. I made a microcontroller last week. Yeah, the boom arm controls. Oh yeah, that was a mess. Like this this is for if you have 4 winches that you want to be able to operate separately and at the same time, while be able to slide it in and out on tracks. It is a weird little connection. First, it makes such a big microcontroller, but it's useless in the end. Alright, we have... I definitely need an up and down for that one, which automatically resets if one of the buttons isn't pressed, just to make sure that I can rotate, but it immediately stops. So I was thinking, I guess you influence your pet? I mean, that's actually true, now that I think about it, because my right arm is a bit weird. Nerve damage when I was born, so it doesn't fully stretch. I still have force and everything, just motion is slightly impeded. But my bunny also started to act weird with his right front paw. Like, it wasn't really touching it on the... Yeah. But what I've noticed was my bunny was imitating my right arm. He was being iffy with it, like barely touching it on the floor. Which got me concerned, only to realize that he was just walking normally. He was just annoying me, as pets often because they know if they get you... I think pets know that if they get you worried, that they will get more attention. So they just try to get you worried. With foxes and... Fox being left or right pawed. Huh. I guess it's just which one they prefer to use. Same as humans, actually. Right, we have a arrow button. No, this one is the wrong one. None. This instrument too. Where? What? Did they... Wait. This is instrument 1, right? None. Did they change it? Or is it because it's flipped? Yeah, it's because symmetry mode is turned on. That's really annoying. Instrument. Well, I'm not a dog expert either. I do know a bit of things or two about bunnies, but that's because I've experienced one for over 8 years now. And the thing is, for the first time rabbit owners or who are thinking, yeah, but like for people that are planning on getting a rabbit or have one or just had one, they are gonna give you a heart attack. I think other pets have this as well, but if bunnies are relaxed or are warm, then they flop on their sides. I think other pets do it as well. But with bunnies, they just... Like, if they're really relaxed or really hot, then they just sleep, either with their eyes closed or open often, while just fully laying down. And it looks like they're dead. And the first couple of times you see it, it's scary. Like, you actually think, like, oh no. But over time, you just start looking at the breathing, like... Is it breathing? Yes. Then it's just being lazy. It's just laying. Yeah, the first couple of times I saw it, I was scared. But hey, now over time you get used to your pets, you love them, you care for them. Hopefully. Otherwise you're gonna have a problem. Definitely 2 buttons, but what else do I need to do? Wait, easy. I can just have 4 buttons here. arrow button up, arrow button down. No, that's left. Wait, I need this one to be arrow button. That's why you have the... Wait, that is... This one, is it on a... 0.5 is 0.5. Alrighty then. So... I'm gonna need to make an adaptation for this. I'm gonna start a new one. I'm gonna call this... Arm plus winch. I'm gonna need a big controller, decently sized. Animals are cute. 1, 2, and 3, and then 4, and then we need a 5th. And this 5th will be a composite. All of these are gonna be inputs, probably. Nope. Are they gonna need to be inputs? Let's save this as arm plus winch. Arm and winch. Arm plus winch. Welcome to Stormworks. Our microcontrollers are everything, and I realize I'm using the wrong one. That's why I'm double checking this. I always forget. I guess it explains the username, doesn't it? And not one. Just gonna copy and paste it and change the numbers. Yeah, I figured that much as well. And I'm gonna take a wild guess with this one. Does it also include foxes? Just a wild guess. 4, 3, 2, 1. Oh, that's the aux cable that doesn't work. I put my foot on something and didn't know what it was. Just have to clean up my room at some point. For moving anyway. I'm gonna need a... Well, I need from first I need to go from composite to on-off. That's the main problem. So I think I need a read on-off. Yes. 1, 2, 3, 4. Three and then 4. There we go, with everything connected here. Yes, actually. Let's check. This is gonna be winch out. I'm making a thing that lifts containers. So I can start transporting containers to wherever they need to go. Or most likely a train. That could be a thing I could make after this. A actual properly sized cargo train. Because as a train nerd, trains are cool. Like, I've actually made this brick. I called it brick train because guess what? It looks like a brick on wheels. And it's my first diesel electric, actually. This thing does fit in the train spawn. This thing is currently in this big one. It will probably not fit in a normal train spawn in a hangar nearby. And I hope, actually... Oh... Yeah. Actually, I have to check something by... loading a... By loading the brick train, actually, to see what the track width is. I might get away with that if I have a car that kind of folds out. But you won't be able to go through tight turns or small spaces. Ooh. This thing will be a little bit too wide to take with you, at least. Or... Yes, that's what I thought, but I can do it better. I can design. Because I am officially, since a short time, an engineer. That means I solve problems. Practical problems. I'm gonna have to do this on the other side as well. I know temperature mode is turned off. I'm cooking. Well, I already had dinner, so I'm not cooking that. But I'm cooking. Yes. There's always room for a TF2 reference. Especially if it involves the engineer. But I can make this smaller. I can make it one smaller, actually. If I were to actually grab... Oh, no, wait, I do have to grab that, otherwise... Well, the clutch is not connected to anything anyway, so might as well do this. Push it in. Paste it. Merge it. Clutch. There and there, and then this. So now it is a little bit thinner. It will make it easier to topple over, but I don't really care about that as much. What I can do now is extend it to involve the clutch and everything right here. Copy, mirror everything. And sort of... Wait, where's clutch at? The clutch is there where it shouldn't be. Now the clutch is where it should be. And as long as it doesn't touch... Oh, it does touch the third ring, does it? Why? Is it not... Oh, it's at the wrong elevation. No, it's not at the wrong elevation. It's just that it wasn't... There we go. Now it's correct again. I don't know why I was struggling with it that much. Huh. I can move it until here and paste and then merge it together. And now it has, if I load the train back in... Nope. If I load content and grab the brick train again... It's actually quite close. So if I grab a car that is slightly wider than this, I will be able to fit through everything. Redesigning everything again. Yay. Right, let's continue with this one, because we're gonna have channel... This will be winch up. 1 and 2 will be the winch controls. So I need an up-down counter. Wait, I don't need an up-down counter for the winch controls. Those can just be this. Why am I trying to be difficult? I can just do this. But for this... Now that is... Wait, I do technically need... The 2 outputs become... Ooh. Aha. I remove this. My output... Wait a second. No, I still have to do the tilting. I have to do the tilting, I have to do the extension, I have to do the rope extension. So I have 6 things... But 2 of them are numbers. So, if I re-input channel 4 here... Channel 4. Make it an output, I think, of a number, and 3 is also a number. Then I don't need to read on... Oh, wait, I do need to read on off. But these ones, yeah, these ones will connect to that. Because... That means... I need to read 6 channels now. With this. Gonna read channel 5 and channel 6. This thing's getting bigger. Channel 4 will gain this too. Now we need to see an up-down counter. 2 of them to be specific. There we go. Channel 3 will be the up, channel 4 will be down, and reset is basically what happens when... Wait, the reset doesn't even need to happen specifically. So I guess this is it then. I'm gonna do with the increments of 0.5 lamp. This is the arm that goes in and out. So that's the arm in, arm out. So the minimum is minus 0.5. And this one is 0.5. And then this one is increments of also 0.5. Minus 1 to 1. No, it actually minimum is going to remain 0. Horizontal. Up and down. And boom. That's channel 4. This microcontroller should work if I actually include this one with channel 2 also becoming a arrow button pointing up on channel 5. This one is going to be an arrow button pointing down. It's going to be on channel 6. There we go. Oh, come on. Composite. There's going to be input 1 and there's going to be input 2. Always name and label things. You will thank yourself in the future. I'm speaking from experience. Where I had to go back, where I came back to Stormworks creation and had to actually look at the logic to find out what things were. And if I were just a little bit less lazy, I would easily be able to fix the problems. Right, now that we have... Wait a sec. This just needs to go to these ones. And that's that. Alright, now let's connect everything up. We have channel 1, which is winch out. This is winch in. Then we have channel 3, which is the up and down of these. Channel 4 is the rotation target of these two. Alright, now I still have to name them. I'm gonna label winch out. Channel 2 is arm out. Winch in. And arm in. This is going to be arm up. And then this one is going to be arm down. Alright, everything labeled. Let's spawn it in. Smack it on the ground. Open it up. Get inside. Close the thing. Sit in the seat. Why aren't we doing anything? I connected everything, right? They have power. What are they complaining about? Let me guess, backlight? Oh. They are connected. Fine, let me do this to satisfy them. They are connected. They do a read, right? Yeah. Right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. 5 and 6 are the up-down. 0.5 reset value. Checking them. 1. Yes, actually. 2. And then, of course, 4. Whoops. Yeah. Arm in. Oh, that's quite fast, actually. Oh. Why does it have no... Why does it have 0 chill? Why does it have... Right, it's 0.1, and it should remain at 0.1. Why is phone vibrating? Phone does be doing the vibrate. Right, if I arm up. Oh yeah, it needs to be way... Yeah, probably. Yeah, you can easily just bump this to this. This thing just looks mean. Right, but actually let's focus on getting it moving here. A and D goes to the A and D, W and S goes to the W and S. And this is going to be the left clutch, right clutch. Constant number. Because engine starts, but the alternator's not doing anything. Let me actually change. Let me clutch pressure, and the clutch pressure of that. 1. All right. I should be able to get moving, and hopefully it doesn't stall. Also, there is another little bit of ad coming in 40 seconds, but I'm not sure if those 40 seconds are correct, because there is a long time in between. Come on, start up. Let me actually arm up. Oh no. I do not have a reverse for this. I might want to connect the reverse on this. Although I think this one's going to remain a dial. I think I'm going to do 6 dials here, with this one being speed, the speedometer. 0 to just 100. 3, this is going to be fuel. 0 to probably 10,000 or something. Small power pivot to electricity. Oh, you mean this? You mean this little? Wait, this is a reverse gearbox, isn't it? Yes, it is. I have the speed. I have the fuel now. Now we have to. This is gonna be temperature 0 to 100. Yeah, it's either this or getting an ad every time you join the stream. If you don't want ads, I recommend installing an ad blocker and just dealing with it that way. I guess this can be channel 5 as well. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Channel 2 is going to be... fuel I already have. This is going to be RPS. 0 to 100 as well. Channel 2. 3 will be a button, actually. Going for a button that does, well, reverse. What else do we need? I have the battery's already there, so I guess I can just use 2 buttons here. This will be the hand brake. Is this lever connected to anything? No. Then I'm gonna remove it. And probably replace it with an instrument panel. Gonna put one here. Want to put a keypad here, actually. Keypad. Small keypad for engine RPS. And I'm gonna put an instrument panel right here for the rotation of the thing. For now, I'm gonna need another microcontroller. New one. Call it 4 dial, not dollar dials. 4 dials, 2 buttons. Yep. This is gonna be a big boy. 6, 7, 8. It's gonna be an 8 one, so probably this is the best option. I could do a 9. Yeah, I guess I'm gonna do a 9. Because I have 2, but I have 3. I have 1 here. I have 1 there, 2 there, 3 there, 4 here, 5 here, 6, 7, 8, and then 9. And not load. Save this as 4 buttons to... No, 4 dials, 2 buttons. Did I type it wrong in here as well? No, it didn't. 4 dials, 2 buttons. It's going to be a big microcontroller as well. That is purely because you have 6 signals in total. And that include the in signal here, which means you need a... Yeah, but I'm gonna... This one has both buttons and dials, so this one needs 2. And this one has the 2 dials, which needs 1. Wait, isn't this already reading 5 and 6? Yes, this means I need this one basically to be 1 and 2 as well. Otherwise, you're gonna get double inputs. 1 and 2, which means these 1 and 2 need to become 5 and 6. I know this is kind of messy. Wait, actually. 1, 2, 3. So channel 2 will become 3. That means 4 will become 4. This 1 will become 5, and 3 will become 6. There we go. Now. Alright, now... This one, let me double check this one, see what this has. This has inputs. So I'm gonna need 1 input, 2 outputs on the 1 input, 2 outputs to be composite. Composite, composite, composite. There we go. Couple also need to become outputs. And the rest can all become a number. Number. There we go. Input, input. Let me actually call channel, not with, wait, if I press Control V, yeah, it's still saved. There we go. Output 1. Copy, because I'm lazy, copy it there. Right, everything labeled once again. Of course, these need to be flipped around. These also need to be flipped around. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Might be smarter to put these up here and then bring everything down. Yes. Channel 1 is a speedometer, so that requires a function for everything else, because I do like to work in kilometers per hour instead of meters per second. So times 3.6 it is. Thank you for the metric system. And then we need a right number with channel count 4, output 1. Wait, are there dials with the... Let me check the buttons. Handbrake is 4. So the buttons need to be... Temperature needs to be 3, RPS needs to be 4, and this is 6, and this is 5. This is going to be 6, and this is 5. There we go. Reverse and handbrake are both buttons that are toggle, right? No, the handbrake is push. As if I want the push handbrake. Right, output 1 will go directly into that. Output 2 will get both. Which means this needs to go there as well. Now, what is channel 2? Channel 2, here is the fuel. I could import it from there. This one definitely needs both. So output 2, and this one needs to go right there. I could use this one, like, but honestly I want to have just the contents of the fuel tank. If you put in the wrong fuel, you'll just know. Wait, why did I go looking for the liquid meter? I was holding the note from the liquid meter. Where do I go look? What do I look for? The liquid meter. As hotkey 1 was the speed, so I need a linear speed sensor. Shove it somewhere. Say, alright, just take horizontal speed in there. This is fuel, so this one just goes there. As I connect this one to linear speed. Channel 3, what channel 3 needs to connect to? Channel 3 is temperature. Ah, I just realized something. Channel 3 needs to become a composite as well. If you want to get a temperature from a modular engine, you're gonna have to use channel 3, because channel 3 reads out temperature. Channel 3 is gonna read on... No, not that's... I need number. Read out channel 3. That's what it's gonna do. And it's gonna feed back into input 3. So it's just gonna remain on channel 3, actually. Oh, I need to scratch my foot. Oh, there we go. Now, what was channel 4 again? RPS. So, channel 4 goes to the flywheel as well. Then but channel 5 is the reverse gear of the gearbox, and channel 6 is just the handbrake. It doesn't have variable brake. Tracks do not have a variable brake. That is slightly concerning. Otherwise, I could have used that one. Right, now that's everything at least connected. This one does need to be a read. It's either you're moving or you're not moving. Thanks, Stormworks. You are a game without any problems whatsoever. Totally has problems. Channel 6, Channel 5. Alright, this, in theory, should all work together now. So I can back off. Oh, wait, before I do. Alright, I'll see you at some point in the future. Maybe. We'll see. Yep. Have a very nice day. I just realized something and I need to turn the up down here down a lot with 0.01. There we go. And there we go. Right now, the small keypad is going to be 15. There we go. Arm out. What is happening over there? What? Did I not connect this up? Oh well. Nope, I don't want the train. I want to have this one. Down and in. Pretty sure I can just perfectly connect this underneath here. Oh, yes. And now it's a matter of slapping another instrument panel. Well, first of all, I'm going to put a key on there. Key button. Right here near the engine, for the engine. To do the on function. And if we have the on function, we need... What else do I need? Definitely need a button to... Well, I need to send a button for lights when I'm going to put them on there. So that's already one. One button to disconnect everything, which is 2 buttons. What else do I need? Well, first I need to connect to the battery. Oh, yeah, wait, the reverse I do have. Backlights, I can already probably connect. I'm just gonna put a button, which is gonna be a push button. That's gonna say release container. Then 2, this will be lights. It's supposed to be a button. Channel 4 is going to be spotlights. Spotlights. It's also going to be a button, but this is going to be on 4 as well. And then channel 3 just needs something like a button or like a button to do. No, wait, actually, I forgot. Ooh, I guess lights can be combined into 2. Then release container is going to be moving towards lights. This one is going to be an arrow button. It's going to be like that. 3 is also going to be... It's going to be rotate rotate left. Actually, let's do left. Rotate right. Arrow, aim towards the right. On channel 3. And then this one just becomes, you know, lights. Which are going to be a toggle. Or buttons. I do have the microcontroller here as well. But this time it's going to be something different. This channel 1 and 3 are going to require a up-down counter. And they're going to have to be merged into a number. So that means I get to make it smaller because, well, 3 can be deleted. Can turn into this. This can turn into a number. And then I can go to... I can do that, do this, do this. This up, this is down. 0.01 enabled. Well, no, that even doesn't need to be enabled. Although this is where the reset comes in. So I guess if one of them or both of them are pressed, I just need a NOR gate. That it's true unless one or both are pressed at the same time. Update. And time to connect everything again. Yay. Shut. Channel 1. Or channel 2. Wait, 1 is... That's just this one. 1 and 3. 2 was the... Release of the container, which goes to the winch, goes to the on-off input. Then this channel 4 goes to all the backlights. Now I should be able to just... Oh, come on, it's flipped. 10 RPS. Come on, start up. There we go. Well, I guess this leak container is gonna get it. Arm up, arm out, all the way. Arm up a little bit more. Handbrake on. Exit through the bottom. Realized that I almost got myself stuck. Realize that I'm not done yet. It should connect, right? Just push this into position, like, just grab it, hover it over. What? Oh, how have I? It should work, right? It goes to the on-off input. Yeah, that. I might want to start using 2 winches. Was it this thing is decently fast as well? Right, what other container is gonna get it that is not utterly damaged? I think the Lee is the one that's the closest. Arm out. Stabilize, please. Then I can do winch out and slowly drop it on top. Fine. So far, so good. Then we go outside. Come on, how did I get on there? How did I get on? There we go. Now we're on top of the container. Is this thing around a battery or something? Oh, wait. No, that's the wrong one. You connected wrong. You have to... There we go. Connected. Turns out if you have the connectors turned off, it doesn't connect. Who would have thought? Alright, now we're gonna winch in. And hope it lifts up without lifting the entire creation up. It's trying its best, honestly. If I aim the arm up, oh. Slight problem now. Arm down doesn't really do anything. Too bad. Oh, now it does. Whoa. Well, look at this. It can carry it. Oh, that's I think that's a pivot that broke now. Um. Yeah, I don't think I have control anymore over this. I'm bailing. I can't bail. No, I can't. I have to wait for it to tilt back properly. Doesn't seem to do it. No, it's screwed. Release the container. Shit. Alright, it does work quite well actually for transporting containers on top of itself and then dropping them off. The thing that still annoys me slightly is the extension. It's slightly weak if you have that. But also, I'm just gonna add a second winch to this. Also, I'm gonna make the design more compact so it's less weight overall. But just do this. Grab this. Move it back in there. Then we grab this connector here. Grab it. Move it. Paste it. Merge it. Grab a second connector and put it right there. Let's see. We have this one going for this. The up being done by... Wait, that's the up, right? That's down. And the up being done by this one. Give it a little bit of battery. Give it a little bit of battery. Just connect everything. Alright, now I should, if I connect the rope thing, in theory it should be more stable now. Because it is 2 ropes instead of 1 rope, which means it should be able to lift it higher as well. But yeah, that is still a weak point. Let me actually check. How can I get rid of said weak spot? Like, could I do that? Yeah, I might be able to move the third ring up 1 bit actually. If I just grab the third ring. If I remove this bit from the third ring, fine. And then move the gearbox down a bit, down 1 block. Down. Wait a second, was it supposed to be like that? Yes, it was. Then we grab the third ring, and we push it up. This one needs to connect with that one, while this version needs to connect with that one. Right now, I remove this, I remove these two, I grab another bit of angle. This time mirror mode is going to be used. There, that's way better. In order to make it look more reinforced, I'm just going to add these two here. There we go. Now that we have that, it should have better ground clearance. Because last time it got kind of stuck on itself. But look, now it's saved the space. Just give me 8 RPS. The lower the better, right? Twenty meters per second. With 8 RPS, by the way. This is like... What's my fuel doing? This is very fuel efficient. Let me in the meantime get rid of a bunch of things. Bunch of notifications. Also, I had a experience over the last couple of days with trying to get a job. And it basically consisted of I approached a recruitment agency. The recruitment agency then called me, saying that they will be looking out for a place for me, and that I'll get a call. Well, I've yet to receive a call, so that's where that stands. Then I got another response from a different company that I applied to like a month earlier. So like, sure, that's quite late, but I'll accept. Guess I don't really have another option. And I feel like it was positive until I indicated what I wanted, and they said, "Whoops, we're looking for people with a higher level education." Then I was slightly bummed. I was like, "Why?" Can I can't leave, I'm stuck. It should be enough with a little bit of winch out. It should be enough to get it going. I should actually get a way to get onto the roof so I can... So I'm not reliant on grabbing these and then lifting myself up onto the container. Actually, let's do that. Let's break these windows. Grab a hatch, shove that hatch right where it belongs. After putting in more windows, of course. Windows, yay. Now I can shove in a hatch without problems. Right there. And then a 2x1. There we go. Now I'm able to travel to the top and jump onto the container and then go from there. If I do 14. Yep. Arm up already. $50 kilometers per hour from this is mental. Once you actually start thinking about this, that's kind of a crazy speed for this. Like 8 is a more, if I do 8 RPS, that results in a lot slower running. Like, still, 27 kilometers per hour is nothing to scoff at. It's kind of incredible still. Although I'm realizing that I'm currently missing, so arm up. Wind shut a little bit more. Then we're gonna open this hatch, climb onto the roof, close the hatch again, fall off, so now we have to go through again. Well, luckily I can just do this. Don't wanna walk oh, you cannot stand on those. Alright, that's slightly annoying. But no matter. All I have to do is just take a leap of faith. Turn. There we go. Connected. Right. Winch in. Now that we have 2 winches, it should actually do something. I'm lifting the arm up all the way. Or almost all the way. As long as it's above you, you're fine. Could actually make a lock on top. Eh. I want 12. I want a little bit of extra speed, you know? That was really close. Get. There we go. Woohoo, alright, it does tip over. So I do have to add weights to the back, but overall it does work. And all that within 2 hours. Or at least, yeah, around 2 hours. Weight blocks, yay! Blocks. There we go, that's more weight in the back. Then let's also fit this bottom half with everything. Actually, I don't have coolant in here. I need a tank small. I need a coolant tank. So I'm just gonna add an inline one. Where are the holes? Of course they're on top. Filled with fresh water. Now I need a hose for the fuel tank. Where do I actually allow for refueling? I also need a vent, so what if I... Wait, do I have space here? Yes, I do. I might actually go out here. Right there, actually. Have a... Ooh. Yep, that makes me slightly annoyed, because that means I'm gonna grab all of this and... I cannot move it anymore. No, I can't move it that way. Because of that air intake that's in the way. Where am I gonna shove it? Up your ass. Or just somewhere slightly different. Oh, whichever one you want to have. Then we're... Because this is... I'm not sure if this actually is... It actually is an enclosed volume, but hey. We're gonna grab a T-piece. Slap it right there. Because this is a little bit of... No, wait. It's better if I do it this way. This one goes here for a hose anchor. That's for fuel. This one will grab a gas relief valve. No. Yes, actually, first a gas relief valve. Then a darker flow valve, so the arrow actually shows. Then a white arrow pointing up with another one of these. Boom, done. So now there's fuel that's being taken out of it. Or you can put fuel in and out. It is vented, so we have that. Winch in. This one still has to change. Eventually, just pick up speed. You spin me right round, baby. Right. Let me grab 8 RPs to see if the singular alternator can handle all of this. I think I'm going too fast. Yeah, I need more power generation. Now the engine can handle it. I just have to see where I have space for another. Hello, another. I guess I'll do it like this. Another alternator. On this side it's full, on that side it's full by the looks of it. The top is full. I guess the bottom it is. Nope, that's just a random block. I don't want to remove that. I want to remove this one and this one. And slap 2 alternators at the bottom. And these are then connected with this. Constant number to remain on at all times. Let me fill this one in real quick. Really start fixing the corners and make it look nice. There we go. Six, 7, 8, 9. Boom. We are charging with 3 alternators now. And this still costs battery. However, is this the one with the rotation? I think it is. Oh, there's no clamp. Ooh, right. Minus 0.1. 0.1, not 0.5.1. I want this to be slow and controlled instead of just letting it rip like a Beyblade. Oh yeah, I can't really jump onto it now. I have to actually get in through. Like, that's the only way into the cabin. Through the bottom. Right, then we're gonna start the engine. I think I know what the problem is. I'm waiting for the engine to start. So I can... It's stuck on the floor. How did I manage that? Oh yeah, probably because it's not slammed all the way to the floor. I should put some paint on it, probably bright yellow, so it's very visible. Right, if I start turning, this is the fastest it'll go. It is still charging. It is incredibly slow, but it will keep the container from moving. I guess what I could do is a PID system to make sure you're centered. You're centered to the front again, or you just look. Yeah, this first I've actually made a successful one, although now comes the test of, can I drop another one in the ocean? Without too many problems. Yeah, the moving date is getting ever closer. Only a couple of weeks, and yeah, then I will already tell you that the stream that is going to be happening on Friday the 18th will be moved to Thursday the 17th. For specifically that reason. Because otherwise I will... There is a non-insignificant chance I have to sleep on the floor for a night, because my loft bed will have to be dismantled, of course. Bonk. Did not mean to do that. This thing sometimes is quite unwieldy. Right. That's because I'm running at too high of an RPS. If you run slower, you're just gonna move a lot slower and have a lot more control over where you're going. Like right now. Winch out. To the top we go. Close it. Crouch, jump. Onto the container. Everything's connected. Alright, let's jump back in. Let's winch in and arm up. Arm up like the entire way. And arm in. There we go. Yeah. It's also the 4th of July. So, to all my American viewers, happy 4th of July. Try not to lose any fingers. And yeah. It is... Also, we had a heat wave here. In Europe, throughout the entirety of Europe, I found out, like, it was just high temperatures. We're gonna take the risk again. And simply stop it right here. Arm out to begin with. Winch out a little bit as well. Arm down. Just swing that arm down. Slightly. And a little more. And a little more. And winch out a little more. So it kind of starts dropping. Because gravity exists. And then just start wiggling it a little bit. There we go. Now we're going to winch in again. So it just lifts off the ground. And slowly rotate to our right. And hope and pray I don't tilt. Alright, the load is above the ocean. This feels really sketchy seeing the tracks there and me hanging here. Alright, it's dangling above the water. I guess if I fully put my arm down, do I just start tilting? No, because it's in the water now. Winch in. So now if I start lifting, will I start falling forwards? Is it slowly getting... Oh, it does. It is sketchy. I need slightly bit more weight to the back. Like the bottom needs a little bit more, the top needs a little bit more. Pulling it in, pulling it in, pulling it in. Pulling it in. Yoinking the arm up as well. Oh, that... Alright. Get me... No, wait, it's easier to go the other way. Yeah, the stream of the 18th will become the 17th because that weekend will be moving, and if my bed is... Probably gonna have to disassemble my bed on the 18th. And after that, this Wednesday the 23rd, the stream will happen once more, but in a different place. Right, I need to just turn reverse on, handbrake off, and start moving. No. Brake, 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 brake. No, 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 no. Woohoo. Don't stall the engine, don't stall the engine, just casually roll backwards. Right, when moving backwards, steering is reversed. Reminder, so you don't drive into the water accidentally. And they have to say oops. Alright then. So it works, it just needs a little bit more weight because sometimes it tries to flip. Now that should have fixed it, and what else do I need? Do I want to do? Oh yeah, I have to switch this one, rotate right and rotate left. Need to switch channels so they actually correspond to the same thing. Right, and with that, this thing is basically done. All it needs is a good lick of paint, which is going to be bright yellow if I actually do this. Symmetry mode, please. In the real world, it is yellow. Take that view. More yellow. I guess all these edges will just be like gray. All the flat bits are going to be yellow, and all the curved bits are going to be gray. Of course, the windows are going to be a lot darker, these edges. There we go. Windows painted. Yellow, and then we just paint all of this yellow, including these little bits. Actually, can I know this is saving weight, and I know I kind of shouldn't be doing it this way, but looks have priority, right? Yeah, how am I gonna do that with the logic? Where am I gonna shove the logic? I don't really have space here. Oh, well, I kind of do here. Let's take this 4 and see if there's space over here. Yeah, there is. And now we have this one, which is big. I think I'm gonna have to put that around this area here. It's gonna have to go like this. And once that is pasted, this can be stored again. And like that, then this is going to become yellow because it's also a flat surface. Same with this. Really get into the flat areas. No, that's a yellow area. That's the wrong. That's the wrong one. Let's see if I can go underneath here. I can paint this. Yeah, man. This can take a while, isn't it? final one of the hidden ones. There we go. Oh wait, you also have the other side. Wait, these are just blocks. Why am I doing difficult for? I can now paint this in peace. And then simply bend it back. But this time I don't have to paint anything because it was all yellow. That is one thing. So in order to get some variety going, I will be including these wedges here, including complementary pyramids. There we go, and there we go. That done, let's paint the bottom. Then I still have to paint this front a little bit. Paint these. Paint this one. Oh wait, this one still needs to be painted. There we go. Yep, yellow. And then this one, having to be really careful not to go over the edges. You know, one of those when you're painting and everything, you do the same thing. You are really careful you don't accidentally go onto something like that. Also a fun tip for if you're painting: get way more tape than you think you need. For anybody that's ever tried to use masking tape and try to actually prevent paint from coming onto something, it is hard to prevent. The paint will end up on every single surface if you're not careful. Actually, when I delete these entirely, it makes it a little bit lighter, but I compensated for that with a lot more weight already. Where's the gray? There's the gray. We're gonna put the gray on the corner, and then this is gonna be yellow, same as the pipe and everything. Right, let me first complete this for returning to this and the top side as well. Now let's grab the gray. Do the edges. There's an edge here as well. I think that's basically everything, right? Apart from the interior here. Which means it's interior coloring time. Oh. Have to stretch. Still have to get used to my bike. It's also a nice moment to put spotlights on there. Now we're gonna keep them light gray, so we're not blinding, but we are still bright. We want a couple on top of here to illuminate him directly in front. We then want a couple, like, actually, let's put block spotlights in here. So you can actually see what's happening in front of you. And because it's a big piece of equipment, we are also going to put a couple of them in here as a safety precaution. Yes, it is actually what, like, if you look at big equipment, that they actually have that. It's actually true that they have spotlights which are just mounted on the back for light reasons, and it's all safety, you know. It's all, how do we prevent an accident from happening, because accidents are expensive, and take some of your workforce with you or with them, which means that if you have an accident, you lose a man. Wait, where does this backlight thing go? This one. You lose a person to the injury. They might come back, they might not. That's something you're going to pay off as well. It becomes a mess. Right, now that we have lights installed, still interior paint. Let me actually grab this paint again and start doing this. Just casually painting the edges of this here. There we go. What if I just paint the rest of the floor? Well, the floor can be gray. That's for sure. If I paint this and this, does it paint the other side of the door? A little bit. And the seat, I want a kind of leathery colored seat. Do I have a good leather color? Yeah, that seems like a good leather, like a bright leather. What else? What else? Do we make the color, I guess, beige? If I paint this in beige now, I can do color swap with it and just swap the entire color. Also backlight, additive, green. It looks a bit like a color mess, doesn't it? Also, more yellow. Needs to go on here. Oh, wait. There it is. There, a little bit more. Oh, there's one. There's one. I think that's all of them. Alright, now let's spawn it in and see how bad it looks. Honestly, I like the look of all of this. And the beige does have something. Right, let's override time duration, current time, set it to dark, then let's turn the engine on. There we go, we're starting. We have been started. We are now starting to drive out. Lights. Ooh, well, let me throw that arm up. Oh. Those lights are really bright. Hey, it's midnight, it's dark. If I... Why is there... There we go. I want to not see anything unless I turn my lights on. Let me add some wind and rain to that. A proper storm out here. What was that? Am I catching wind? It's time to put the armor down a little bit. Just so it doesn't get into my light, but it doesn't go up all the way. Alright, that does work. Time of day, back to normal. Light, fog. Just fog, rain, and wind is gone. It's nice outside again. Oh, yeah, that needs to be done still. Always take a proper look around your creation if you're doing paint to see if any blocks have been missed. Alright, now that we've done this, which actively, properly lifts containers up. It's over, right, little bastard? And wait a minute. Hold on, I think I do have a locomotive ready. Like, I think this one does actually run quite well. Don't have a better locomotive that's done. I don't know, I think that's actually the only locomotive that properly functions. I think that's the only locomotive that I've properly finished. Reverse, throttle, clutch, brakes. Center lights, cabin lights, throttle up. There it is. Oh, wait. Oh, now I remember now. There's this little thing here. ECU on. Clutch in. Pony motor. You have to start it there. You have 18 RPS. You have clutch there. No, it actually clutch, brakes. Yeah, as you can see, there is a non-insignificant wheel slip. Oh yeah, I still have to finish this remaster, but This is quite a good locomotive, actually. Right, if I roll this outside and I grab the container car that I've made already, fully on the brakes. Create. I should have a container car saved somewhere. Yeah, container car. I still need to add the connectors to it. Well, presets. They don't have the rail car preset anymore, do they? No. Well, I always have that thing to look for then. Here. This tank wagon. Whoa, no. Actually, I have to grab my container car again. Container car, and I need to clear load content. Then the workshop, and then this one. I always make the height of these connectors a standard height. That actively works with every single thing. Pivot. Let's. We're now using normal pivot. I don't feel the need for a power one just yet. Right, battery. I just slap small battery underneath here. We paste there. Merge. From there all the way to the top, all the way to the side, all the way to the... It doesn't have wheels. All the way to the bottom. To the other side, which also has controls. And then cut, and then remove. Save this as, I look up, container car. It is on the tracks. It's on the wrong set of tracks, though. And it fell off. Awesome. Alright, let's do a test then. Also, what I might start doing after this stream is see if I can do some editing to make it more watchable. Honestly, obviously with this stream, it's not really reverse, clutch in. It's not really necessary, I feel like, with this one, because, well, maybe I can eliminate the ad. No, wait, because I'm doing stuff in the ad times as well. Yeah. That's a thing. I'm gonna have to figure out. It's slightly above, so you slightly get some speed. Oh, that looks weird. Right, well, if it works, it works. How is the signal set? The signal is set to the right, so that's correct. Increase our clutch, so we're going to increase our speed. We're going to add 11 RPS. Sucking fuel like there's no tomorrow, probably. I'm not sure about the size of this car. I might make one that is like 2 containers in length. You just put them on top and go from there. Because then I can make just cargo trains and then load the car onto the back and then do it that way. Alright, we're gonna go off the clutch, on the throttle, like on the brakes a little bit to slow us down. Then we're gonna go to the home again and we're just gonna rush into this one. Create a vehicle. Saved. Scroll up. Grab the container mover. Then do a quick test to see if the container mover can move containers. Onto, like, can it do its purpose? They're doing some speed. The fuel economy gets thrown into the wind just for that. Come on, engine. Start. You can do it. I have faith in the engine. Alright, there's a container there. I think that's the oops container that I picked up earlier. I'm gonna go for the... never green, which is black because it's never green. Alright, arm up a little bit. Arm out as well. That tiny little bit of adjustment that is in there. A little bit more forward. A little bit down and winch out. Open the hatch, climb out of it, close the hatch again, jump onto the container, press a button, grab the thing, move it closer. I need to... There we go. Connected. Open up the hatch again. Fall right in. Winch in. Arm up. Handbrake off. And there's the small little car that I can easily improve. This one. Because I remember I fixed it. Let's first reverse a little bit. And brake. No, 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 handbrake. Twist to the right. Slowly. Carrying a heavy container, that means you'll automatically have to move slow. Arm cannot move out further. All I can do is arm down a little bit. Winch out a bunch. I'm gonna have to tie it. I'm gonna have to let it sink in there. Come on. Arm down. And arm up a little bit. Arm up and arm down. Why is it like this? Up a little bit. Up a little bit. Yes, it's dropped. Alright, it's dropped. Going to winch in a little bit. It should try and pivot on my cab. My cab. How difficult is it to lay this one down? Right, arm up a lot. Arm down a bunch. And what if I just fully down and then up a little bit? Wait, maybe I can push it. Not gonna work. Who would have thought? I'm not gonna push an almost 2-ton container. And there is the problem solved. Why am I light? Did I turn my? Oh no, that's a light from the train. Winch in. Catch it up a little bit. Pull it at least a little bit inwards. Rotate left while pulling it in. Maybe that helps. To rotate right to kind of position myself correctly again. Then I need to get rid of that one. I slowly get pushed away. Slowly move inch. Oh, I'm pushing the train forward. Did I apply the brake fully? Is my next question. Come on, let me down. Oh, I can't go down because of the way I'm turned. That's what the stop thing is. Oh wait, I don't have a ladder to get up on this again. Oh well, we'll see. Did I get fully on the brakes or did I just slightly apply them? Slightly apply them. Fully on the brakes now. What if I... What if I simply jump over this, jump onto this, jump onto here? No. Come on. Wait a minute. Wait a second. Wait a minute. Aha! I made it. Right, now with the brake fully applied, let's undo this handbrake and start rolling forward. After winching the container at least up off of the thing. Wait, am I in reverse or not? No, I'm not in reverse. Why is my steering wheel? Oh, I'm leaning on the top of that. Right. Reverse. I'm stuck on it. So I managed to wedge myself stuck on it. Alright. Handbrake. Whoa. Arm up a little bit more. I don't care that it's climbing back on top of my cab. Actually, let's do then winch out a little bit more. So you know it's gonna fall off, maybe. But wiggle it around. That's too far. This is surprisingly difficult. Reverse. You know what? Screw this. Let's go back to 9 RPS. Let's take this slowly. No, 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 no. Turn, 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 turn. No. And brake. Now in reverse, so it should... No, 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 no. I use sheet. I need to use this one. Alright, it connects to there. Now I have to pull. Nope, 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 nope. That's not it. That's not it. Did it again. Right, we're loose. We're loose. Right, reverse. Slowly but surely try to reverse straight. Slowly does it. If I move this down, it lands on there, not fully on. You know what? Screw this. What I'm gonna do is winch in, arm up a little bit more so the container lifts off. No, don't go above them. Please don't go above, please. No, don't quit bobbing so much. I'm just gonna rotate to the left while I guess reversing a little bit so I don't bump the train. and twist myself around so I can actually go directly from the front. I'm around there. Alright. And break off. Forward. In motion. And then slowly start turning. He's coming from the side, just does not do it with this. Oh no, didn't massively increase the radius. No. Whoa. Now let's move forward. And do it this way, because sideways apparently doesn't work with this thing. Probably should make another better container car than this. One where the container actually fits in between the things instead of on top of the wheels like this one has. Alright. Slowly push forward, slowly go forward. Too much forward. Let's go backwards a little bit. Let's slowly drop the container in place. I think it's actually quite perfect. For fact, I need to move forward a little bit, so I guess we're gonna be... Wait, you could also lower the arm. Right, it's on, it just needs to go in. So, lower that arm. Arm in a little bit. Winch in.
Hello.
Hello. Right, if I then release container. Hey, it's in. Well, apart from that side. But... No, 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 come on. Oh, well, at least it's a proof of concept that works. I almost had it as well. That does mean that I'm gonna do something. That is to release container. That button is gonna become a toggle. Then I'm gonna save it, then I'm gonna despawn it, then I'm gonna grab the locomotive. And despawn that as well. Then I'm gonna grab the car and make a new container car that actually functions. It can fit 2 containers simultaneously and possibly stack as well. Oh well, guess who tried to message me? during my stream, as per usual. Also, Jim, people are stupid.
Yes.
Especially on their bikes. Because I took a trip to the pet store again because, well, I needed pet food. So my bike got a quick endurance test. In the sense that I put 10 kilograms of rabbit food on it. Then we have this. We paste this here. Then we need to paste this here, pull this all the way through. Did shift increase the size, not mess everything up? Why is it so tall as well? It doesn't need to be this tall, it just needs to be like this tall. Then I can remove the content, clear it, and be left with a template that I can use. These two containers fit neatly into this. And I could put the wheels right underneath here, but I'm not gonna do that. What I'm gonna do is... Really, if I do... I need to know what the level is. Wheel. Train wheel assembly. If I wanted to touch the floor, it needs to be this height. And this is the bottom. Alright, so it needs to be at that height, so this is what it needs to be. Am I correct? Or have I been incorrect? Arrow's pointing that way, that's pointing that way, that's excellent, and it should work. Let me quickly resize to this. Copy, twist. Never mind, I didn't do it correctly. For some reason I didn't size it like this. Bonk. Just shove it over there, and now it should click on the tracks. Yes, it does. And there's a slight space underneath. This car is perfect for the transport of containers now. Apart from the fact that it's missing electrical connectors in the corner here. Electric connector. These are missing in the corners. And I think here, only one way to find out. Load container preset. Pull it up. Needs to be like that, and then it's perfect actually. Should be the same right here if I push it over there. Yep. So you connect it there, then they are connected. Then we have to load content once again from the workshop because I need to get the height correct. Which this one now has the train wheels. Oh, that was a problem I was facing. One longer, and then I can put there. I can grab this, a sort of phantom thing. Pivot. This will, I think, be a power pivot that I'm gonna slap. I'm gonna have to make it one longer than power pivot. Slap it on. So I can then use pipes throughout the entire thing. 1, 2. So even though I could put them there, there needs to be a pipe. Wait a second. I just realized something. Grab the connector. Move it upwards 1. Not like that. Like that. Needs to move upwards 1 because I realized something. That is, torque connector is gonna go right there with a electric connect underneath. That is the setup that we're gonna have. Copy, twist, push it all the way back. And merge. Alright, now that we have done that, this is gonna be a long pipe. There we go. A lot of straight pieces. Pipe. Jimmy definitely missed something this stream.
What?
You missed some interactions with chat.
I did notice that, yeah.
It is really funny when I told that pets often resemble their owners, which they do. Like, you could say a lot, but our rabbit is a dumb fuck, and so am I. And then Guy the Fox just said that he first of all he found that dogs can be gay, and second of all, he found that his dog was gay, and I immediately connected the one. My first thing that I said was, you find out both at the same time. Because those things you often find out at the same time. Although I do think I saw something about, because like a short a while ago, that dogs can do that to assert dominance. Alright, now this can actually transmit power, if I put a battery in there, because it does require a battery. Where, oh where is the battery gonna go? Right here. Everything will be connected to the battery. I will need to put a release on these. What is it saying? Missing on off, missing on off. Yes. The button for that will be here to release or to unlock the container. So I guess I do these two buttons. Toggle buttons. Which are just gonna be like that's gonna be for these. Then this one is gonna be for these. So these are just the disconnects for them. With another toggle button going up here. And up here. for the purposes of disconnecting the actual connectors. Connect them to a little bit of power, and we are technically now good to go. So if we're to say load content saved. Oh no, wait, I still have to actually save this. Save as container car. Override. I don't care. This clear content, load content, my locomotive, which needs to be pushed up to prevent stuff from going wrong. It does not have the correct pivots, and was that a hose thing? What is this one even? This is just a small connector. This one can become the torque connector after this one. So we grab the torque connector. From this one. Push it backwards. I know this is just temporarily because as soon as I... Wait, I can actually, if I do this, I can then say... Can I not just copy or move cut and then press save and then just override it? Pipe enclose TPs. If I actually grab the color, I can do this a lot quicker. This time I can go underneath here. Yes, I can. Aha. And one less straight piece, and then boom. Then we're gonna paint this orange. Paint this black. I'm not sure if I need the hose bit, but I don't know. It doesn't have a connector on the oh, come on. Wait. Cut. Clear. Load. Diesel loco. Modular. This has a modular engine, I guess. But apparently that doesn't go because all of this needs to be moved backwards first. That's just empty air that I copied. Alright. Take 3. And now it does fit. So paste it there. There we go. Now that I know what to do, I can easily redo it. That's an angle and I need straight. Alright, now let's finish the paint job. There we go, then we're gonna cut. This is the entire locomotive still. Yes. With the only change being the back. Then we're gonna copy and we're gonna save content as the modular locomotive. Yes. There we go. Now that that's saved, we're gonna realize that this one is that they are all missing their release connector button. Where do we put that? Where do we put the release connector button on this? I guess right here. Oh, these are toggle buttons. Nope, painted black. Alright, now that that's done, let's do the same thing again with the saving, where we copy it and we save the content. Then we spawn the content in. Yeah. Huh. I might want to connect them to connect everything to the train. Yep, well they're connected now. So, if I remember correctly, I am now powering everything. So, I need to start this locomotive first. Open this up. Clutch. Engine's running. That's good. Reverse. Cab lights, external lights. Clutch slowly in. Wait a minute. I think there might be a weird thing happening, which is exactly what I was thinking of. Cut, flip, paste, again. I have 4 wheel sets in total. One of them was flipped, so it's pushing the other direction. So it wasn't even doing anything. Alright, engine started. Go inside, throttle up a little bit more. Reverse, lights, and push the clutch in. Switch signal, did that work already? Nope, it didn't. Switch signal, did it work now? Nope. Nope, doesn't work on this yet, apparently. But it does work. Although, I do have to work on the logic to automatically to brake all the train. Because right now, only the locomotive brakes. That's a bit of a problem. Reverse off. Let's see how fast I can go with a powered car behind me. It is quite low to the ground, but I don't care. It works. Or at least it should. Yeah, I'm gonna deafen myself on Discord real quick. Because I'm gonna press a button, then press a button, then press another button to announce that I will be ending the stream soon. Because, well, it is I'm out of motivation and I'm tired. And it's late. So if you like what you saw and maybe want to see more of Stormworks, maybe something else, make sure to let me know either through Twitch chat, through the Discord, through YouTube, whichever one you're watching it on. Feedback would be greatly appreciated. The camera will be returning in a couple of weeks when I've moved. And yeah. Next stream is Wednesday, will be variety content, probably more Factorio. Hopefully I'm doing it a little bit more than just waiting for iron ore to run out. Whoops. And yeah. I wish everybody a very pleasant evening, night, morning, or afternoon. And for me, goodbye.